Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Getting my light turned on here. I was having trouble with it earlier, so trying to get it fixed. It doesn't have the right color. It's like off a little bit. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to give people a few minutes to get here, just in case. If you're watching this now and you are not a Team Airrick member, but you want to chat, all you have to do is join and you should be able to participate in the chat. But this is available for everyone to watch, so everyone can hang out and chat with us for a bit. I do have some music playing in the background, so let me know if it's too loud or not. I can't get this light working. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just not going to worry about it. I think it's bright enough. It's fine. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the monthly Team Airrick member chat. We decided at the beginning of the month we were not going to do them just as members only. They're going to be public, but only members can chat. So that's what we're doing. This is the first official change for that. The trailer was a test. That's actually the trailer that you get when you come to my channel page if you're not a subscriber. So I put it up to see. I guess they added it in. It's something you can do for live streams. And so, yes. So we had 2 new Team Airrick members. One of them is not on the screen anymore for some reason. I believe it was GoGo Gadget 2. I think it was GoGo Gadget with a number. Thank you. And then Markel Scott also became a Team Airrick member. So thank you so much for doing that. Laura's here. Lance is here. Paige's here. Naruto, Anthony, Cal, Multi-Topic Talk, Victor, B. Allen Hart, Lone Wolf. Hello, everyone. And if you're watching and you're wondering why you can't chat, matter of fact, let me go right now. I'm going to go to my my video right now and pin this at the top of the chat so everyone knows what the deal is. Let's see. We're going to do it right here. Members only chat. To participate, become a member today. Hit join. We'll do that, and then we'll pin that to the top of the stream. There we go. And I have to leave this window open anyway because, you know how it is with StreamYard. Let me know if the music is too loud in the background. It's royalty free, so hopefully, I hope it's royalty free. Hello, Gwendolyn. How are you doing? Hello, Cody. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm going to stay live for about 45 minutes. That's roughly where I'm at time wise. So if you're curious, yeah, we've got about 45 minutes. I'm going to save a lot of the detailed discussion about Flash and Superman and Lois for Saturday's after party. But you can certainly ask me some stuff now if you would like as well. That's fine. I am on episode 4 of Umbrella Academy. I'm actually really enjoying it. I think it's really interesting. So yeah, pretty good. Cal here with a super chat. How are you doing, Eric? Thank you so much, Cal. I'm doing really good. It's been a rough week. I've had a lot of stuff going on, honestly. But yeah, it's been a rough week. And, it's good to be able to just chill out and chat with everybody. Thank you for the super chat. Naruto here. Eric, thoughts on the comic book finale crossover setup and blood work in season 9 of The Flash? I have a video recorded where I'm going to go into detail on this. Recorded it yesterday. I didn't put it out, though, because I was giving my Superman and Lois video time to circulate. So it'll probably go up tomorrow. But I really like that they're setting up season 9. And I even think in this week's episode, they were doing some stuff to set up season 9. So I'm really happy about it. And I was kind of bummed out about the whole comic book thing because we lost shows, right? So I was a little bit worried about that. But yeah, super excited about that. Anthony, thoughts on Matt Lesher thinks the Arrowverse show should do Reverse Flash origin story? I will always say yes. I will always say yes to anything Reverse Flash, even when I'm not happy about it. If I can see him on screen, I will always be like a total proponent for that. So Oh yeah, it's a Cthulhu Aid. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, it's a little throwback. I don't even know if Kool-Aid still does this on their packaging. I used to have it a lot when I was little. I don't really have it as much anymore. Who's my favorite character in season 3 of Umbrella Academy? Probably Sloane. I like Sloane. I like her powers. I think she's an interesting character. Cal says, this episode of The Flash was awesome. You know, there's a lot of people that did not like it. I'm reading my comments. Like, the comment section is kind of on fire with people that did not like this week's episode of The Flash. Yeah, I think Lance is watching the new episode of The Boys right now. We have to do our review on it. I haven't watched it yet. I was far behind on stuff. We're doing a lot of stuff with family this week, so I was behind. We just started Umbrella Academy. I just watched the finale for Obi-Wan Kenobi. We watched Star Trek Strange New Worlds today, and we still have a few more things to watch. Boys, I've got to watch. There's a couple other shows we watch on Friday, so yeah, I'm not caught up on everything yet. Chris said, I make the mistake of watching The Flash followed by the latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Why is that a problem, Krista? Why is that a problem? Quindolin says, Flash has been great this season. Not happy that Matt has gone in The Flash, but like the past 2 episodes. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people have said that the show has been better without a certain character being around. I don't want to touch on that right this second. Laura, do you think the Cecile will go evil? I know Eric Wallace has that. Cecile will not, but with her new... I don't know if she will. There's some people saying they were getting like an evil vibe from Cecile. I wasn't necessarily getting an evil vibe from her, but it definitely feels like they're setting something up beyond the finale. So I don't know. Introverted Unicorn, hello. Good to see you. We'll get some rest if you have to work early. Cal, are you liking Miss Marvel so far? I am liking Miss Marvel. The only reason I'm not doing reviews for Miss Marvel is because they fall on a day between 2 big shows for me, which is Superman and Lois and The Flash. If Miss Marvel was coming out on like a Friday, I'd probably drop it into my reviews. It's just not enough space on the channel to do them. So I don't know. I was doing the reviews with shorts. Like I did that first review, and then we were planning on doing a live stream after that. But that never happened. But I am enjoying it so far. There's a lot of criticism. I see a lot of negative press out there. You know, it's funny when you start paying attention to the way blogs and places advertise stuff, and when they do it and the words they use. Like, for example, Miss Marvel is doing exceptionally well in households between the ages of, I believe it was 18 and 25. And it's doing extremely well in viewers that would not normally tune in to these shows, which would be Hispanic, Asian, and Black households, which I think is really important to show that demographic is tuning in to watch Ms. Marvel. So there are some really positive things about the show, even if it's not getting the big numbers like, say, WandaVision or Loki, which I never expected it to anyway, simply because it's a brand new character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So anyway, enough. I'm gonna get off my my box for that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Ms. Marvel right now. I like seeing this world that we're not used to seeing in superhero stuff. Victor D. Chinchilla, $5 super chat. So Eric, does this mean the Reverse Flash season 1 origin no longer exists? What does this mean for the Reverse Flash origins? We've said this before. It's gonna annoy people, but I believe that everything pre-crisis is malleable. And what I mean by that is I think that anything that happened that doesn't have to happen, for example, season 1, Wells the Bard, and the erasure of that character, that has to happen. So we know that a version of that occurred in season 1 of The Flash. But I think other things that happened prior to that, including things in the future, were affected by crisis. I know that's not the answer anybody wants, but you know, that's the answer that there is. I can't see any other way. I can't see another way that could go. Multi-Topic Talk says Barry doesn't feel like the main character anymore since everyone else has bigger roles. Take down villains, just there to fill screen time. I would agree with you prior to the last few episodes, but I feel like Barry has been more like the Flash than he has been in a really long time. We haven't seen Barry happy to use his speed and happy to be a speedster and be this hero until recently. So I appreciate that. But there's always going to be side characters getting stories. That's just never going to go away on shows that have 15 to 20 episodes. So I know people don't like that, but there we go. Lance says the episode is great. Okay. Laura says, I was surprised that you didn't go crazy. I've kind of accepted it, Laura. I've accepted it at this point. I said this before. Iris's storyline on the show sometimes for me feels as if it's just leading into her being rescued or the threat of being killed off. They don't know how to write anything else for her character, and it's unfortunate because I think Iris had a really the CCC media storyline was really good. That was a really good storyline that could have gone an extra mile with her. The time sickness storyline could have been really interesting, but they turned it into we must save Iris plot device, and they literally turned it into Barry, facing off against Iris. It just wasn't. It wasn't. Paigey says, my comments will always have people complaining no matter what. It is what it is, Paigey. Anthony says Candice should not come back for season 9 of The Flash. If you're in the chat right now, what do you think about this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think that she should come back for season 9? I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter about Candice and whether or not she should return. Some people think she should quit. Some people think that she should not be brought back. Look, we know from spoiler photos that she is going to be in the finale in some form or another. We don't know the context of it. So I in my head, I've got scenarios on how that could play out, but we really just don't know. We really just don't know at the moment. Where is it at here? We got Krista says, my emotions are wrecked after watching these 2 episodes. Are you talking about Superman and Lois and The Flash? Yeah. Cal says this episode of Flash was an 8 out of 10. Naruto says Twitter was probably a dumpster fire after that ending. I actually made the mistake of looking up the Iris accounts on Twitter after the events of this episode. And on fire is an understatement. 100%. 100%. Yes, Anthony, Twitter is an interesting place. Jade Wells, thank you so much for becoming a Team Airrick member. Make sure you check out all of the content in the community tab and enjoy the custom badges and emojis. And you'll have your name in my info box below videos. All of my Team Airrick and Enhanced Team Airrick members get their name in the info box. So congratulations. Welcome. Anthony Beltry, thought on the Spider-Man's Lotus situation. Oh my gosh. Let me pull this up on the screen. When I tell you, if you don't know about Spider-Man Lotus, I thought it was fake. Not the movie, but the drama. I thought it was I was like, somebody's definitely trolling, right? This can't be true. It can't be real. It can't be. And then when I find out that, that all of these private messages and all of these things that were being said behind the scenes were actual real, people had receipts for these conversations and these comments. And I'm like, there's no way, think about all the hard work that went into that production with everyone else that is now having to deal with the comments from, the one actor. It's just, wow. Yeah, Lone Wolf, ripping the face off was pretty dark. Gwendolyn, it is. And I've never read the comics, but Herogasm sounds to me like it's going to be quite an episode. Quite an episode. Let's see. Laura says, did you refer to Red Sky's Superman and Lois review and that newspaper article was pre-crisis? Yeah. It was more of a joke. I was joking about it. I know some people took that seriously. I was basically kidding. I would never do another video about that newspaper article, which is why I said, do I have to do another video on this? It was more of a joke than anything. Let's see. Where are we at here? Lance coming through with some hot takes here. Wow. There we go. Y'all agree with this? I don't know. Lance, you going to be here on Saturday? You want to repeat that on Saturday when we talk about the episode in detail? I'm curious. Multi-Topic Talk says, despite my issues, I still think season 8 is the best season we got since season 2 ended. 1 to 2 are peak Flash. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this on the podcast, and I totally understand, why you feel that way. I like a lot of the other seasons, but I totally get why, why you feel the way you do. Victor, Eric, you see another major character from The Boys die by Butcher's hands like in the comics? I would like Lance answer if possible. We'll have to think about it. Lance, if you want to respond in the chat, you can. But we'll talk about it on our review. But yeah, I suspect we're going to see a lot more death on The Boys. I just assume we're going to see a lot more. Krista says that Iris needs to be recasted. Wow. Jade says, don't think she should come back. Laura says, we don't need Iris. Wow. All right. So, Gwendolyn, this is my thing. I get the impression that Candice is not happy. I could be totally wrong. Just putting this out there. I could be totally wrong. She might love Vancouver. But I'm under the impression that she does not. That she's not happy at all, right? I get that impression. I think if they put her in a recurring role where she could, come back here and there for a few episodes, that might actually be something that that Candice would be interested in with the show. Sorry about that. I had to cough and I didn't want to cough into the microphone. So yeah, it's possible. All right, let's see. Multi-Topic says think Candice should quit. Citizen Tim Scott. Yep, I feel the same way. Totally. If you're not happy with that role, drop down to recurring, come back a few times a season, and call it a day. Anthony says, you think we'll ever see Brandon Routh Kingdom come Superman again in the Arrowverse? That's a good question. I don't know, honestly. I'd like to say yes, because I liked his Kingdom Come suit, and I think he's a good Superman. But I think the issue is now Superman and Lois is doing extremely well, and they might not see a reason to bring him back. Paigey says the issue will always be that Iris, the character, doesn't work as a main character, hard to write around it in a consistent manner. Yeah, unless you do what you were doing with the CCC media stuff, and it seems like they thought that was too boring. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Lone Wolf, what's your prediction for the big cameo? I'm going to go out on a limb here after reading the comic, and I think a lot of us have figured that it's probably going to be Stephen Amell. If it's anybody, if that's the big, quote unquote, big cameo. My issue is, what if they have overshot this? What if Eric Wallace and all the people involved have made us believe that this cameo is a lot bigger than it actually is? Is it possible that they have oversold us on this cameo? I mean, just think about it. Is it possible? Are you talking about the Spider-Man Lotus stuff, Lance, with that? Has to be the biggest downfall in the history of downfalls. All right. Cody says, Production Weekly for the next few Sony movies has Kevin Feige listed as an EP. That's really interesting. Do you think they've finally seen the light? You think so? When is the Weekly Geekly coming back? I get this question asked all the time. It's just an issue with availability. My brother Cyber is working a new job. He works like 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. So it's almost impossible for him to do it. Omega is free now, but he's going to be working a new schedule starting soon as well. So that's also an issue. So if the Weekly Geekly were to come back, it would be a completely new lineup. And I know that's not what people want. Everyone really enjoyed having Cyber and Omega, and I wouldn't want to, take that away from them. So we're not sure yet. We're not sure what's going to happen with the Weekly Geekly. I was going to rebrand it and do something new in place of the Weekly Geekly, but that won't start till next month. So not totally sure yet. Robert says, I literally just finished The Flash. Welcome to the club. All right. Thoughts on Sony making Craven an animal lover? Sony doesn't know what they're doing in the universe ever since Morbius. So there's been a lot of people who have kind of joked about the whole animal lover thing with Craven. I don't really have an issue with it because, you know, I feel like they could easily make it so he's an animal lover, and make it work. But how can they do it without making it silly? That's my question. Or are they going for something silly? I have no idea. Look, I love the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery, but I have always said, including with Venom, that Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery is different from like Batman's Rogues Gallery or the Flash's Rogues Gallery. A lot of the Spider-Man villains, with the exception of Venom after he has his storyline with Spider-Man, don't really function well without Spider-Man. So like you look at a character like Morbius, which didn't have the luxury of being front loaded. It wasn't a front loaded movie. Like when I say front loaded, I mean, you're talking about a movie that's going to make the majority of its money in its first weekend. Movies that are guaranteed for the studio to make a bunch of money. Something like Spider-Man or like a Batman movie or, you know, like Aquaman or Wonder Woman or, you know, another popular MCU character like Thor will probably be heavily front loaded. Those types of movies make their money back pretty quickly, and their first weekend is usually their biggest weekend, you know, whereas Morbius is a movie where it was impossible for it to be front loaded because they, you know, I don't know any diehard Morbius fans. I don't know, like, I really don't. I know people that are fans of Morbius, but not diehard Morbius fans. So when you have a movie that's not front loaded, it needs to be really good so that it can make its money over its like 3 weeks in the theaters. And movies like Morbius just don't have that chance if they're not well made. And I think that's the problem. You know, and then you look at something like an indie movie like Everything Everywhere All at Once, where that movie was not at all supposed to be like a huge hit movie, but it took off because it was so good. People were like, you have to go see this film. And so it went on to do extremely well as a, you know, as a smaller film. So something like Craven, are there a lot of Craven fans? Are there a lot of Craven the Hunter fans out there? I mean, I don't know any. I know people that like Craven facing off against Spider-Man. I don't know anybody who's like foaming at the mouth for a Craven movie. So we've got another movie that's definitely not going to be front loaded. So we'll have to see. Homelander, Lone Wolf goes, I watched your boys' reviews, and do you think Soldier Boy will fight Homelander? Yes, I think so. They're going to fight at some point. Let's see. Where are we at here? I lost my place. Yeah, the Psych fight was much better in this week's episode of The Flash. I still think he was paired up against the wrong villain. I think as a villain, he was paired up against the wrong hero. Laura says Iris just gave birth to the negative Speed Force with the Thawne, and that was her fiance. Yes, true. Yeah. Robert says, what a reveal, transformation, my God, pure horror episode. Yeah, so I, in the chat, let me know, was that the scariest thing next to Zoom? Like, I always thought Zoom dragging Barry through the streets was like very scary and horror, like to me. But this scene from the end of this episode of The Flash was really frightening to me. It actually was so off-putting I had to turn like my head away from the screen. It was pretty bad. I had to force myself to watch it. Lance says, there's a better way to handle Candice needing a break during COVID, especially since the travel restrictions were lifted this year. I can think of several good storylines, all involving CCC Media. Yeah, pretty much. All right, multi-topic talk with a $5 super chat. Collab with Master Swag Entertainment when he's a great content creator. That would be interesting to see both of you. I'm waiting for him to message me. That's it. That's it. My schedule is very weird. So all he has to do is message me and tell me when he wants to do something, and I will literally do it. We've talked in private before, so all he has to do is reach out to me, and I'm totally down. Laura says, I'm trying to have hope the season 8 finale of Flash will be good with the Flash track record. I have minimal hope. I think the Flash is in the best position it's been in 3 or 4 seasons. This ending to me feels like we have the potential to have a really, really strong ending for the season. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Oliver will be the cameo. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, Paige's talking about the comments made about the cameo. Yeah. Yeah. So if things go south, everybody, you know who's to blame. Lance says it's going to be Clark. Cameo's Oliver Queen. Robert says, is Cecile going to be used as a power source, or is it being led to being the next big bad? Wallace does like some Nicolette. I have a few theories. It's a lot to talk about. We'll talk more about it on Saturday. But I think unless Iris is just completely brought back to life, like nothing ever happened, I think she's going to end up being connected to either the negative forces or the positive forces. That's what I think. Anthony says Sony is still stupid. Okay, maybe. This is a good question. Perfect Image, 199 Super Chat. What happened to Chester's computer being hacked? Did we ever follow up on that? Did we ever follow up on Chester's computer being hacked? Because I don't think we ever did. That's a really good question. Yeah, I don't think we ever followed up on the computer hacking, which means it could be a setup for next season, I'm going to guess. Lone Wolf, I doubt it with Cameo with Zoom coming back for season 9 due to paper photos. I would love for Zoom to come back, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Let's see, where are we at here? Anthony goes, what do you think the percentage chance that Krasinski plays Reed Richards in an MCU Fantastic Four movie? Well, I actually think that there is a good chance of that if they want to just go the easy route and say, you go ahead and do work your magic on it. But a lot of people didn't like him as Reed Richards. I think Paige and I talked about this, and a lot of people just thought that he was very underwhelming as Reed. So I don't know if he will or not. I don't know. Flash Freak says Ben finally made a video without Supergirl in the title. Well, shout out to Ben. Shout out to Ben. All right, we have a super chat. Thank you so much, Victor, a $5 super chat. Eric, you think Cecile is actually the thinker that has scalped Ralph's mind in season 9 made with the new power? It can be the Red Death version. Victor, you have some of the best theories. Best ones. I don't know if this is actually happening, but this is a great theory. I would love to see something wild like this. This is very comic book, right? I don't know if the show could follow through with this, but this is very comic book to me. I don't know. A lot of people were underwhelmed by the Thinker. I think we've talked about this, in the podcast with several people. Ben hates that character, hated that storyline, and I know other people that feel the same way. I think the Thinker was a strong storyline that just kind of lost its way a little bit. I don't know. Naruto, I'm going to say no. Probably not. Probably not. Lance is not a fan of Victor's theory. Krista said it was like watching Alien, but reverse Flash. Yes. And Jade says very horror-like. It was really scary. Quindolin, but if this ending is great next season, isn't that at least people can act like this was the final season? So yeah, in my review, I talked about this. This felt to me like 100% them writing the season as if they were not going to get a season 9. That's what it felt like to me. 100%. Will you be the Cameo, Eric? Probably not. Probably not. But I cannot confirm or deny anything. All right, we have a series of super chats. Okay, so let's do this here. I'm going to go through these one at a time, and then when we get on the end of it, I will answer it. So we're going to read each one of these. Okay, Martin, with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Martin. It baffles me how easily people can watch a promo and see Matt return and get all excited and not think they might do something stupid to the character in the end, just like they did on Legends. Next super chat from Martin. I'm assuming these are all going to be in succession. Don't get me wrong. I was happy to see Matt, but it was only a matter of time until the show did something to piss off fans who wanted Matt to come back. And then they did this. I wasn't surprised. Continuation. Also, a moment of silence for any moron who thinks Iris will stay permanently dead. Now, I remind you that Eric Wallace wasn't privy to whether or not he'd be writing a season or series finale. So why plan on killing Iris? And lastly, and isn't he a West Allen shipper? Think Dummies Think. So thank you for all of the super chats, Martin. I really, really appreciate it. We'll get back to the first one here and talk about this. So it baffles me how easily people can get all excited and think they might do something stupid like they did on Legends. I got excited because I thought we were going to get an origin story for Reverse Flash. That was why I got excited. But, you know, I was happy to see Matt, but it only a matter of time until they did something to piss off fans who wanted Matt to come back. And did this, I wasn't surprised. Your next comment was also a moment of silence for any more who thinks Iris will stay permanently dead. But I remind you that Airrick Wallace wasn't privy to whether or not he'd be writing a season or series finale. Why would they plan on killing Iris? So I'm going to talk more in detail about this on Saturday because I have a lot of thoughts about what's going on with Iris. But we saw set photos like how many months ago? Probably 4 or 5 months ago. I would have to go back and look, but I know it's been a few months. That showed that Iris was present or that Candice was present on set filming the final episode of the season. So it was pretty much a sure thing that Iris was coming back. I have theories on how Iris could come back and still be quote unquote dead. But to think that they would kill off Iris at the end of a season and not bring her back somehow. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about that. And the last part here, and isn't he a West Allen shipper? So that's the thing about Airrick Wallace. He has contradicted himself in interviews. He has said twice that he loves romance and he loves love in 2 different interviews. And then in a recent podcast, he says that he doesn't like characters who are built around their relationships. Like he doesn't like that they're written in a way where it's basically just, you know, the only thing that matters to them is their relationship. So I don't know if he's totally a West Island shipper or not. I would have said a year ago he was, but now he said stuff to contradict that he is into the whole romance thing. Like I said, the most recent podcast that he was on, the interview that he did. So I don't know where he falls on that scale. I personally don't. So we'll have to wait and see. But thank you for your super chats. I do appreciate it. And Paigey has a little note to Martin, maybe try being a bit civil in the next super chat, you said. So Paigey is like, cool it. Okay. Paigey, were you offended? Were you offended by that? Did you think Iris was gone for good? Anthony says Airrick Wallace is going to make a cameo in the Flash season finale. I don't know about that. Avir, chance of Iris recast, 0. There is a 0 chance that Iris is recast. 0. No chance at all that would happen. All right. Quinlan says he's too nice. I think another casting for the actual Fantastic Four movie. Oh, you mean for Reed Richards? Yeah, I agree. I think he played it a little bit too nice. Yeah. All right. Robert says, I can't wait for the finale. It's going to be like the season 3 finale and season 7, but it feels like you've done a lot better speeds for Central City, the Speed Force, and I hope the speeds will come to help out. I don't think we're going to see Wally. Keaton Lonsdale, I mean, of course he could be there, but if you're following him on actual social media, he is extremely busy touring and making music. He's actually been working on an album. So I don't know if he would have had time to go in and film. I would love it because I loved his Wally the last time he showed up. I was like, he's dope, right? I don't know. Let's see. His role was forgettable on Mom. Oh, talking about John Krasinski's. Also, Ben, like the Flash season 5, so his opinion on the thing or anything else should be taken into consideration. It looks like Lance is very excited about this episode of The Boys. So there we go. Robert says, I don't want to be that guy, but I called this months ago on the after party. Timestamps. Episodes and timestamps, Robert. So we can go see what you said. Laura says that means Iris is the mother to the Forces and Bart and Nora are now the mother to Thawne. Wait, Iris is the mother to the Forces and Bart and Nora are now the mother to Thawne. Huh. And that is weird. Okay. Interesting. I had to think about that for a second. Flash Freak says Paigey might be taking an L. I don't know, Paigey. Are you secretly taking an L as we speak? I'm really hungry. Okay, it's 11:30 at night. Should I Postmates food? It won't get here by the time we're done. But I'm hungry. So I'm going to Postmates food. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Laura says, do you think that Mina will be killed by Reverse Flash? That would be so awful, right? Wouldn't that be so awful for her to get killed off? I feel like that would be awful if that happened from Welzabard. Cal says, do you think they're going to reshoot the Flash movie? Probably not. I don't know if you guys were paying attention, but there was more news that came out about Ezra and what they've been doing. And apparently, I don't want to, like, it's bad when I don't want to talk about it on stream because it would probably get the stream shut down or blocked. But apparently there's some situation now with like weed and weapons and very young kids and a mother and drama between the mother and the husband. And what is going on? What's going on with Ezra? I'm so completely baffled by it. I'm just completely and utterly baffled. Like, no words. No words. I don't think they're going to reshoot the movie, obviously, but they're in such a tough position because of the fact that they have to deal with all of this. This is really bad, right? This is really bad. So I don't know what they're going to do or what's going to happen. Ooh, priority delivery is such a ripoff. I'm on Postmates. I pay for Postmates Premium, right? And priority is like $3 now for priority delivery. Wow. $3, everyone. That's holy cow. All right. Quinlan, I like Keenan also, but I wish Wally would have been recast so that he could have actually had Kid Flash more in the show. Yeah. I really love Keenan, but I'm not going to disagree with you. Lone Wolf, so will Joe's Time Stone come into play in the finale, or are they saving it for season 9? That was another theory that I had. I didn't mention it in my review because I didn't want the review to be longer than 30 minutes. It's already like 27 minutes long. But one of the things I thought about is that could also be a way to revive Iris. So there's options to revive Iris, and I'm going to make notes on all of them for the stream this Saturday for the after party. But I do believe that could be one of the options. Flash Freak goes, I also haven't seen any of Stranger Things. Stranger Things is good. I ordered something, but it's super expensive. Confused by Laura, do you think the targeted Iris as she created the forces? So the biggest confusion for me, something that I've had trouble sort of wrapping my head around in all of this, is how did everything sort of fall into place? And in the chat, maybe you can help me out, right? Maybe you can help me out. How did we manage to get a situation where Iris was in the right place at the right time? Eobard Thawne, not Welzabard, but Eobard was in the right place at the right time doing the exact right thing. I feel like something has been manipulated on a large scale because I don't know. Everything just worked too perfectly. So I need to like connect the dots before Saturday. I need to write out some sort of like I don't know. I need a whiteboard or a dry erase board like they use on the show, and like draw lines to stuff to figure out how this all connected. Because I just think that everything fell into place too well, right? Krista, any bets Joe sacrifices himself for Iris? Time Stone. We all know what's happening with we all know what's happening with Jesse. So yeah, I was just talking about that. Paigey, I am not pulling that up on the screen. Not pulling that up on the screen. Naruto, Avery Ho cameo in the finale. I don't think so. I think we're just gonna have the speedsters we have now. I know the set photos. Spoiler alert: 1, 2, 3. Jay Garrick is in the finale. Quinlan goes, I'll just wait for it on HBO since the streaming service is put out there like a month and a half after theaters. I think most people will, probably. I want to see the movie, but I don't think it will happen. You mean the Flash movie? Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the release, honestly. All right, so this is going to be the 10-minute warning. This is the 10-minute warning, everyone. We're going to wrap this up, and then I will see everybody on Saturday for the after party. So 10-minute warning. Gwendolyn says the Doctor Strange multiverse Batman, like I could have waited at home, though I enjoyed it at theaters. I've yet to watch the Batman. The Batman is tough to sit through because I feel like that movie is about 30 to 40 minutes longer than it needed to be. So definitely be prepared for a pretty long, pretty long watch on that one. Flash Freak said if it gets to the point where they want to scrap the Flash movie, they might as well put it on HBO Max, but they will probably just release it in theaters. Yeah, I don't know. Just when you think things can't get worse, they just continue to get worse. So I don't know where we're going with that. Not totally sure. Quinlan goes, I understand the fees start adding up on top of the price of your meal and delivery and tips. So let me tell you, I'm just going to tell you here in my area what everything was. So my entire meal with tax and everything was $10.88. All right. Altogether with delivery fees, et cetera, it comes up to $24. So my meal was $4 less than everything it took to get it here to my house. So yeah, it's expensive, but I also tip well. I did a $5 tip. I whenever I order delivery, I give at least $1 a mile, and this is a 4-mile drive, so I gave a $5 tip. There we go. Laura says, do you think Mina might turn into negative Speed Force because of pain and angry at what happens to her Thawne? I hadn't thought about that. I mean, it's possible, but again, in the set photos, we see her with Barry. So maybe at the end of the episode, but definitely not at the beginning. Ooh, Martin here. Okay, a $49.99 super chat. All right, so I don't know, Paigey, are you going to take an L on this one? Is it time for an L? Here we go. Paigey, I love your channel, but the one thing I don't do is bite my tongue or adjust how I say things. I say it how I see it. If you don't like the way I deliver my thoughts on something, I don't know what to tell you, but that's not me. Martin, I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat. It means a lot. You can say whatever you want on my screen. I may not always pull it up on the screen, but yeah, you can say whatever you want within reason. Just don't, don't go too far. It is what it is. Thank you so much. Martin versus Paigey. Ooh, there we go. Lance says he was right about the negative forces. All right, there we go. Avier says, as cool as the face-off scene was, it doesn't make much sense. Are we talking about the Welzabard scene? Is that what you're talking about? I know some people said that. Maybe it doesn't. I thought it was cool. I had a lot of fun with how freaky it was. Citizen Tim Scott says, unfortunately, the more speedsters you have, the more expensive the VFX gets. Quite frankly, I'm surprised we got 3 speedsters all shown using their powers in the last. You know what? That's a good point, Tim. That is a very, very, very good point. Considering they usually knock out speedsters. So yeah. It would be great at some point to see 2049 married. Did y'all see how smooth they were? Did y'all see how smooth they were when they were saying they were off-world? That was a good one. That was a good one. Jay says, do you think Joe will use a time stone to bring Iris back? So somebody mentioned it in the chat here, but with Jesse taking time off next season to do his own show, I think it's possible he might not only save her with the time stone, but he might actually trade places with her. So I would not be surprised if we see something like that happen. Laura says, could negative Dion plan this after Armageddon? Regular Dion didn't remember removing Iris treatment. I don't know. I feel like they did not properly explain how all of the dominoes fell in place. Paige says, we played Martin Airrick W. So somehow I would. Okay, there we go. Omega's in the house. When are we going to get married in Final Fantasy 14? I don't know. I'm not sure. Not totally sure. Soon. You hadn't been on there in a while, actually. Will Paigey cosplay on the after party again? You have to ask Paigey. That's totally on him. He made a sneak peek appearance on last week's after party for like 0.4 seconds. I don't know if it was timestamped or not. But yeah. Will you drop a Umbre? Not sure. Cal says Paigey's taking an L. Okay, there we go. All right, Quindle says, I wonder how they'll bring Iris back and what it will mean going forward. Yeah, that's the big question. And on Saturday, we're going to theorize, and then we're going to find out next week. And I think it's the West Allen and Iris fans on Twitter have lost their collective shit over this. So I hope whatever they do is good. I noticed that too. Joan looked really, really, really good in 2049. Like, I expected Iris to still look pretty good, but Joan looks really good because she's even older than Iris is, obviously. So she's got like 15 or 20 years on Iris, and then she still looks really, really, really young. So let's see. Iris dying is how season 3 should have ended. Okay, so this is a hot take. This is a good thing to sort of wrap up the stream with, right? I believe, as bad as it was to possibly have Iris go away, right? The one decision that Iris made as a character that was solely her decision, 100% her decision with no outside influence, was the decision to let Savitar kill her. And they took that away from her. And I know it's a huge decision. Like making that decision would have been so bad for whatever stories they were going to set up with Iris and Barry moving forward. But that was probably the biggest single decision that she made as a character. And they took it away from her and made her a damsel in distress. So there we go. Cal says Paggy is the cameo, and Paggy is the cameo in the Flash finale. There we go. Let's see. Just joined Twitter. How can I follow you? I searched Airrick Reloaded and couldn't find you. It says Airrick Reloaded is my name, but it's under this right there. That is my Twitter. And if that doesn't work, the link is in the info box for all of my recorded videos. Paigey is correcting you. It's Paigey. So you're playing Star Citizen. Interesting. let's see. Wait, where are we at? Where are we at? Oh, drop an Umbrella Academy review. My keyboard hit too soon. I'm going to talk about Umbrella Academy when it's done. I'll probably do a live stream with it, and any of our normal podcast co-hosts, guests, whatever that want to join can jump on and we'll talk about it. We'll do like a live stream for Umbrella Academy. It'll be next week for sure, though. Daddy likes the metal. All right, there we go. Can you twerk, please? No, there will be no twerking. There'll be no twerking tonight, unfortunately. We're gonna save it for the after party. Lance, I'm gonna go crazy over this episode of The Boys. Oh, there we go. All right, well, that is it. We are at the end of the stream. Thanks everyone for coming out. We'll do another one of these in a couple of weeks. So if you are not a Team Airrick member and you want to participate in the chat and be over here talking with us, you can sign up and become a Team Airrick member by hitting the join button below. Or if you, I believe you can just super chat if you want to super chat as well. That also breaks through. So I do appreciate it. And that's it. I'm out of here. Thanks everyone so much. My Flash review is up now if you want to go check it out. And my Superman and Lois review is also available. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks everybody for coming in. See everyone later. Bye.